Hey everybody, welcome back to another tutorial. And the square or motif you are looking at here is the one from my personal pattern that is listed in the links below from my Ravelry and my Craftsy stores, and links are below this video here if you wish to purchase the full pattern. It's from the Circle of Life baby blanket, and this is just simply the motif or the granny square from that full-size Afghan. Now I am just going to teach you how to do this granny square, and if you want to make the actual full-size project, you can purchase that pattern from the links below. And the yarns that I used are going to be listed in the pattern. They are simple 3-weight yarns, and then the border for the entire pattern is also listed there, and it is going to be a bulkier yarn, and I did use Bernat Pipsqueak for that, but I'm not going to be showing the border, but I did want to let you know that. But basically the joining process is in the written pattern for that. Everything you need to know for the whole entire pattern you can find in the purchased pattern. So we are going to work on this motif together. And as you can see, you can either use 2 or 3 yarns, depends on how you want to do that. And again, you will find more instruction for that in the purchased pattern. So I am just going to use 2 yarns for this pattern, and I'm going to use a basic white, which this is just Bernat Baby Soft, and then I'm going to just use a scrap yarn that I have sitting around, and this is going to be for the center. So basically this whole center is going to be this multicolor, and then the gray part here I will use for white, and then the border I will use this multicolor again. Okay, so we are going to get started, and in the pattern I also tell you to use a 4.5 millimeter hook for this particular part. Alright, so we are going to start off making the very center part of this motif. So basically what you want to do is you are going to start off with a chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's join. And now working over that tail, you want to chain up 1, and let's work 8 single crochet in our ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and now we will join to that first single crochet, and now we have our center ring and our first row complete. So for round 2 we are going to chain up 2, and that is going to be considered a half double crochet. So let's half double crochet again into that first stitch. So you'll have 2 half doubles there. Chain up 1 and work 2 half double crochet into the next stitch as well. And then that's what we're going to work around for this row. Chain 1, 2 half doubles in the next stitch. Chain 1 and 2 half doubles in the next stitch, and work that around. Now you can certainly use a solid. Now in my pattern I did explain some of the motifs were worked like this one, where you use a solid color, and then the other motifs were I used what's called Lion Brand Ice Cream Big Scoop Tutti Frutti, because it's like the yarn that I'm currently using here, it changes its color, just because I thought it was beautiful for a baby blanket, and just because I love color changes, and it was just perfect. So I just encourage you for this particular pattern to use a variegated yarn, and one that just changes beautifully. Alright, so once you've gone all the way around, you want to make sure to do that last chain 1, and you're going to join in the top of that first chain 2. Okay, so now we're on row 3. We are going to chain up 3, and you're going to skip these first 2 half double crochet and then you're going to slip stitch into this space, and you're going to work this pattern around. So chain 3, and in between those next sets of 2 half double crochet you want to slip stitch. Chain 3, slip between the next set of 2 half double crochet again, and just work that around. And you see how nicely those colors are starting to change. And you don't have to use 3-weight. I use 3-weight because of the color that I was looking for, and because I wanted it to be a light blanket that could be used anytime. Alright, and now once you're back, you want to join in the base of this chain 3. Okay, and now that's what you're going to have at the end of round 3. Alright, so let's work round 4. We want to chain up 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is going to count as a double crochet and a chain 5 here. So now what you're going to do is we're going to work a front post double crochet around the post of the next slip stitch. So right here is our slip stitch. So you want to work a front post double crochet around that post. Okay? Just like that. And now you're just going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to work that around. So work your next front post double crochet around that next slip stitch that we did. And chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And work it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my inspiration for this afghan that I completed is we just threw my daughter Emily her baby shower 2 weeks ago for our granddaughter Ariel that's going to be born the end of July. So I wanted to write her a pattern for her first baby afghan, and this was it. So this was one written for Ariel. So chain up our last 5, and now what you're going to do is in that original chain 8 you want to join into that, count up from the bottom, join into that chain, third chain from the hook. Alright, and that is our round 4. Okay, so now round 5 we are going to chain up 1 here, and you're going to work in the chain 3 spaces. Now this is a little different procedure. We are going to be working, you're going to push these chain 5 spaces up, and then we're going to be working into these chain spaces right here, which are these chain 3 spaces. So you push those up now, and then you're going to work 4 double crochet into these spaces. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now what you want to do is you want to pull that back up, and you're going to work a front post double crochet around this front post double crochet. So yarn over and go around the top part of that post and work a front post double crochet. And then you're going to repeat that around. So fold that chain 5 space down and go into that next chain 3 space and put 4 double crochet there. So there's 2, 3, and 4. Fold that back up and work your next front post double crochet around that front post double crochet. Just like that. And you're just going to repeat that around, and I will meet you back at the end of that row. Okay, so I've gone all the way around, and now what you're going to do is just simply slip stitch right into the beginning single crochet there. Okay, now round 6 we are going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to skip 1 stitch and slip into the next. Okay, so skip 1 stitch, which is this next stitch, and you want to slip into the next. Okay, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 1 and slip into the next. Chain 3, skip 1 and slip in the next. If I can hold on to my yarn and work that around. And these colors just get me very excited because I love to see color change like this. Beautiful, beautiful. And here comes another blue. Yay. It's so beautiful. This is a nice color of yarn. Beautiful, beautiful roll. Okay, so just finish that around and we'll meet back up for row 7. Alright, so I have gone all the way around now and completed all my corners and my straightways, so we are going to join into the top of that chain 3. Okay, and what you want to do now is you want to slip to the corner. Okay, and then once you get to that corner, you are going to change your color back to your starting color. Okay, and what we want to do here is chain 3. Okay, that's going to count as a half double crochet and a chain 1. So now you're going to half double crochet into the same corner. Okay, chain 3, and now you're going to slip stitch between the next 2 clusters, which is here. Alright, so just slip stitch there, and then you're just going to repeat this. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to slip stitch between your clusters. Chain 3, slip stitch. Chain 3, and slip stitch. Okay, make sure you chain that 3. When you get to that corner, you want to half double crochet, chain 1 and half double crochet back into the same stitch, and then chain 3, and then you're just going to resume your slip stitching. Chain 3, slip, chain 3, and then just work that same pattern. And this is just putting on a border. Makes them easy to join together. Very easy process. Okay, and now next corner you want to half double crochet, chain 1 and half double crochet, then chain 3. Whoops, and then slip stitch. And this is a perfect pattern for little girls or little boys. It is easily adjusted in size because it is done in strips, and if you purchase the pattern you will see that. So you just have to make enough motifs to complete a strip, and you can easily change the size dramatically. And if you want your squares bigger, you can use a 4-weight yarn if you choose, and a larger hook. Very simple to do. Okay, so now what you want to do is do that last chain 3, and you want to join into the base of that beginning chain 3 and finish off. And you have your beautiful circle of life granny square motif. And it's very beautiful. And I had a lot of fun making these. So this, what I did is I had some solids, and then I had some of the ones that were variegated and changed their color. That way it gave it some personality. And again, all of that is in the written pattern. And I encourage you to visit my shops below and visit me there and see the rest of my patterns. And this one is available for purchase there. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial for this. And until next time, happy hooking! Okay, so we are at the end of the row now, and I have my last chain 3 here, and I am going to join into the base of that beginning chain 3. Alright, so now what you need to do for round 7 is chain up 1, and we're going to work in each chain 3 space. We're going to put 2 single crochet in each chain 3 space, and then around the post of each slip stitch, you're going to work a front post single crochet, just like that. Okay, so 2 singles in the next chain 3, and then a front post single crochet, and that's all you're going to do this round. Okay, so when I was working on this pattern, I always tell people you'd really know how to separate what your mind wants to do versus what your creative instincts want to do. So when I was doing this pattern, I was actually trying to build a hat, and it turned out to be a granny square afghan. So go figure, that is always the unique thing. I'm sure lots of designers do, but I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself. But a lot of times when I'm in the process, okay, my mind tells me, I have something in my mind, okay, I want to make a pair of pants for a baby. So I'm working hard, trying to make a pair of pants. It's not coming to me, but my project is looking like, say, a hat. And my whole point to this is, if your project that you're trying to write a pattern for is not looking like what you want it to look like, don't get discouraged and throw it down or frog it. Just go with it and see where it goes, because 9 times out of 10, your creative instincts and abilities are taking you somewhere. Maybe not where you mentally want them to go at that particular time, but they're taking you somewhere where maybe your creativeness wants to go. So they are 2 totally different pathways. I have learned along my 5 years of doing this now that what my mind wants to do and what my creative ability wants to do is not the same thing. So I just go with it and see where it ends up. And you see that this wasn't a hat pattern, it was a baby blanket pattern. So that's just a word of advice. So don't get all stressed out if it's not turning out what you want it to be. Just kind of go with it for a little bit and see what it comes out to be, and you might surprise yourself. Okay, so we are at the end of this round. Let's do these last 2 single crochet, and what you want to do is end up with a front post single crochet around the actual beginning post here. So make sure you put that in there. Alright, so now in my pattern there are 2 different motifs. One motif you will actually change color on this round. One you do not. Okay, so this motif here you do change color, because this is going to be the row that you're going to establish corners. So this is the corner that I will be changing to my actual white color. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to join not into that chain 1, but you want to join into that first single crochet. Okay, so actually, yeah, you do want to join into that first single crochet, I'm sorry, or that chain 1. Join into that chain 1, and then add your second color. Okay, add your second color. Make sure you tie that on so you have no slips. Okay, so once you get that done, what you want to do at that point is you are going to chain up 3, and then you're going to put an additional 2 double crochet in that same stitch, because this is going to be your first corner. Alright, so this, if I didn't mention it, this is row 8. So chain up 1 and put 3 double crochet into that same stitch. This is building our corners. So this is corner 1. And now you are going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2. And then in that next stitch, we want to put 3 doubles. So now we're working on our straightway here. Alright, skip the next 2 and put 3 double crochet into that next stitch as well. Okay. And skip the next 2 and put 3 more double crochet there. And you want to do that once more, so skip 2 and put your 3 double crochet. So altogether you are going to have 4 clusters in between your corners. So skip 2 now, and you're going to put your second corner. So that's going to be 3 doubles, chain 1, and 3 more. Okay. Now you're just going to do that all the way around. So then you'll just keep skipping 2. Make sure you have your 4 clusters of double crochet, or your 3 clusters, I'm not sure if I said 4. And just work that around, and then once you have your 4 clusters, you'll make your next corner, and I'll meet you up at the end of this row.